My name is Ryan Mulligan. I am the regional sales manager of the East team. For those of you that are not familiar, the SSI side is a separate entity than the MA side. So where you may have quite a few broker managers to reach out to for Aetna Medicare and the MA side, the SSI side is much, much smaller. And I'll get into more details with that when I get to the directory and how to contact us. I am currently located in Orlando, Florida. Again, I have 18 states that pretty much goes up and down the East Coast. And I want to just go ahead and dive into my presentation on cross-selling. Those of you that may have seen some of these slides before, when I come up to Charlotte in that area to talk to the MA sales leaders when AEP is getting ready to approach, so that we can kind of build out that cross-sell and build out the portfolio for clients, and also help build out your book of business. So when we talk
Ryan,
about,
I am so sorry.
yes,
I just want to remind everybody to use the chat box right next on your screen. Any questions you have, go put it on there. We'll review them at the end with Ryan, and if we can't, we'll just make sure we're redirecting them. Okay. Thank you, Ryan. Sorry. Go ahead.
no worries at all. So, well, there's always something that goes on during these WebExes. Everyone's always eager to ask questions or to get some information answered. So again, cross-selling, what is it? What's in it for you? And, here at Aetna, you put the Aetna brand recognition, and everybody knows Aetna. We said in the past, Aetna was the first Medicare claims check way back in the day, and we've got the brand recognition. And also, since CVS has acquired us, we've also got the CVS brand name as well. We're one of the few carriers, certainly major carriers, that has a full portfolio of products to offer to clients. We have a fantastic sales team and agent services team that supports us, which obviously leads to increased client loyalty and retention. So, it's not only just the point of sale that you need to make with your clients, but, if we're not holding up our ends with the products that we offer, or the agent services, or the member services, or paying claims, that's going to hurt your business as well. It's going to hurt the cross-sell opportunity as you move forward, and obviously the ability for you to grow your business. And that's where we'll focus on with cross-selling. When you look at MA sales, we dive into some of these analytics and trying to figure out why don't when you sell the MA plan, why are you not offering? Why are you not cross-selling? I've talked to a lot of top agents in the industry, especially over the past 2 years here at Aetna, that just sell ancillary products, and they tell me that they have targeted MA policyholders, and when they sit down, face to face or over the phone, and have a discussion of, you've got an MA plan, why don't you have any of our other products, the DVH, home care, recovery care, hospital indemnity, cancer, stroke, heart attack? Why don't you have any of these other ancillaries? Are you concerned about anything moving forward in the past and what your MA may not cover? And when they have that conversation, they say, well, my agent that I worked with for my Medicare Advantage never even brought up the subject of ancillary products. And that to me is a staggering fact. But again, I've heard it from quite a few industry leaders over the past 2 years. And I don't know if it's not being able to know how to position the sale, or not know enough about the products. And that's again why I'm on here today, to try to help you with some of those obstacles to overcome. So 5 reasons to expand your portfolio. We talk about increased profitability, enhanced customer loyalty, but when we talk about improved profitability, we all know selling to existing customers is much easier than going out and finding new ones. It's estimated that 60 to 70% more profitable selling to existing customers than it is selling to new customers. Only 5 to 20%. The customers holding multiple insurance products tend to have notably higher persistency rates, and that makes sense, right? Often reaching above 90%. So think about that. You sell one product, you may be at 60%, 50%, but just adding one ancillary product often keeps that percent of the books, 90% of the time. that why is that? That's what people always ask, wondering why is that? Well, because when you sell multiple policies, you create that stronger bond and that stronger relationship with you, being the agent and Aetna, the brand, and also your client, the policyholder. So we like to focus on this fact instead of what other industries may do. And you've seen it past with the dreaded issue of having to move multiple policies or switching from one provider to another. And that's we've seen industries that do that and focus on that. And we're going to talk about one of those, and when it's the financial institution. And so I'm going to talk about some of these institutions that do. I don't call them scare tactics, but sometimes people want to think of them that way. So then we get into, bundling products. Here at Aetna, we're trying to make that easier. We're working on a couple of new features moving forward to help bundle products to make it easier. Whether that's going to be, one application for multiple products, bundling discounts, things of that nature. Um, so anyway, like this. We want, cross-selling and bundling products gives a high percentage rate, which keeps them on the books longer. So obviously helps fill up your book of business, but also helps, reflects on you and the customer engagement with satisfaction, and which again contributes to, financial stability and long-term success. You have to look at generate more leads. I mean, that's an obvious answer. Everyone wants to. It's obviously easier, and the leads pan out better if you can generate more leads from existing clients, referrals. Uh, Obviously, you want to stay in touch with the clients. The client may have something that happens in the future that you may want to call them one day and say, hey, my cousin had just had this, my friend down the street had this happen to them. I'm worried that my current plan isn't going to protect me if this happens to me. Can you help me? And then obviously enhance convenience. We all know that when we call customer service with anybody, the one thing we dread is the initial IVR, where we have to listen to 15 different options to try to select the right department to go to. And then from there, you get a customer service rep, and they say they can help you with one issue, but then they have to transfer you to somebody else for another issue. We don't want that happening. So obviously, if you bundle the products with Aetna, you call into member services or policyholder services, and you get to deal with one person who can answer all those questions and see what's going on. So is cross-selling, I already mentioned this, what's in it for you? And I also mentioned that other industries do this. And who does it the best? Let's think about that. And that's always a great question. And I want to, before I dive into this, I want you to think of all the ways that when I go through this, that you are being cross-sold on a daily or monthly basis without you even knowing, because these companies do it so well, you don't even think that they're cross-selling you. And the first one is McDonald's. We've all gone to McDonald's. We all get the question, do you want fries with that? That's a classical example. And what happens? Yes, I would like fries with that. Or do you want them supersize it? Well, guess what? That's a cross-sell opportunity. Well, who's one of the biggest players in this industry right now? Amazon. What does Amazon do? Every time you put something in your cart, before you check out, they say, you're looking at this and you're going to buy this product. Well, customers that bought this product also looked at or bought this. And did you know that it's estimated that 35% of Amazon's total revenue comes from the sale of complementary products? Right? That's amazing. 35% just by cross-selling. And lastly, what I'm sure everyone does on a daily basis as well is Netflix or any other streaming services that you can think of. I'm sure you've seen your email recommendations. You've watched, this is mine, The Red Notice. You may like Carry On or The Gray Man. I mean, they are a cross-selling leader by recommending additional movies that are trending or you may enjoy based off your profile or past viewing habits. They'll store in that data and they'll come back after you. And Netflix also does a great job by staying constantly in contact with you to ensure that you're entertained. I mean, their emails, them keeping you entertained, and their constant contact ensures that you keep your monthly subscription, even though they seem to be raising the subscription fees every 2 months or reducing the product. When I say reduce the product, you know, some of these streaming services, now the standard service or the standard premium per month now includes that you've got to watch some ads. So they're throwing ads in, so you don't get to watch a movie straight through. You have to sit through some ads, and we're seeing that in the industry. So let's get a little bit closer to the health industry and look at who does cross-selling um, typically the best. So if you see here, banks, the financial institutions, did you know that on average, a person has 7.4 products per retail bank? Um, People have checkings accounts, savings accounts, debit, credit cards, car, home loans, just to name a few. Um, can you imagine if our insurance industry ever approached to share this wallet? I mean, they do cost on the best. And I'm sure everyone has received a flyer in the mail from another financial institution offering a cash incentive to move the money, to move their accounts. And I always just wonder, has anybody ever done this? I mean, most Americans think that the time and effort involved to move their accounts to another financial institution is just not worth it. So I'm going to get into cross-selling and what are the best practices and how do I do that? So we've all sat down with the clients and we know that you need to conduct a thorough needs analysis. Schedule time to have a conversation with the policyholder, identify those opportunities for cross-selling by understanding their lifestyle changes, history, personal experiences, and goals. What is it, just financial freedom? What's coming up? And again, if you're not sitting down with your clients and having these discussions, then you're missing these opportunities to not only cross-sell, but to ensure that your client has the best products and insurance that they need, predicting what we can predict of their future. Nobody wants to have somebody call them and say, "You sold me this product, and now I've got these bills in the mail. I don't understand. I thought I was covered." So with our portfolio series, what we want to do is help you create personalized insurance bundles, craft tailored products that offer enhanced value to your clients. Because they all want to know, how can these products add value? So you want to educate your clients, inform, inform, inform. It's always what we always say on what products you have to offer, what products on your portfolio that you can offer them. You sit down and you give them the idea, the need, and the want. Highlight coverage gaps. Identify and explain potential risks that are not covered by existing policies. And I'm going to get into that with the Medicare Advantage, and then I'm going to get into that with the Med Sups as well. And then also important, and again, why I'm here, you want to provide ongoing training. So if you've got a team, you want to be able to make sure your team understands the product and the skills needed so that they can effectively identify and seize these opportunities. So when I talk about cross-selling with Med Advantage plans, and I'm going to go over the HIT Flex and the cancer hospital stroke policies here in the next couple of slides. When I start off with this, hospital Flex, the daily hospital, what are some key benefits of the daily hospital, just hospital flex? For this daily hospital copays, you can get payments for days 21 to 100, and uh, uh, there's also ambulance and emergency room copay coverage as well. The cancer, heart attack, stroke, no treatment required. 20% chemo and radiation, we'll get to that. Oral cancer drugs as well. Recovery care. So all about where you can recover. Um, who wants to leave the hospital and have to go to a skilled nursing facility or somewhere else when they can have the option of going home and recovering at the home. And obviously home care as well. Pays a weekly benefit. Probably 3 hour, first 1 hour medically necessary skilled assisted visits. Now, this is for the MA. So when I get to the Medicare supplement as well, you look at the DVH. Adds coverage, not included in the Medicare supplements. Medicare supplements don't include dental like the NFNs do. Again, we took the CHAS, helps cover travel expenses, to especially cancer hospitals, expensive oral care for certain things. So when I talk about stuff like that, we've done studies where, you know, what are the hidden fees or the hidden expenses that people don't think about when they're in a hospital, have cancer, have treatments. And a lot of it is, not only just the missing work and the missing income, but also the cost to travel, your family to travel, eating out, uh, hotel rooms, things of that nature. So those are some key things that you want to think about when you just sit down and discuss some of these portfolio series products with your clients. Recovery care, again, it's all about where to recover. If you can't perform two of the five ADLs, the recovery care plan might be what you need so you can recover at home. Home Care Plus, we talked about on the MS side, and now we throw in the final expense, help loved ones carry out your wishes, covers expenses from burial, debt balances. And when I think of final expense, it's just making sure that if something were to happen to you, that your loved ones are covered. And when we talk about help loved ones carry out your final wishes inside of our SSI portal, if you go to the final expense under the order supplies tab, you'll see that there's actually a final wishes booklet that you can send to your clients where they can put in all that information, who to contact, what your wishes are, where to find valuable information. So there's a lot of great features on that SSI portal. Now, while I'll give you a few minutes to kind of just look at the screen and reflect as well how these products also work with that MA, I want to give you a couple of reasons why we're seeing significant growth in the market of these portfolio series of products. And we're obviously seeing increasing demand, but why is that? Well, product awareness, the additional products that are available out there, and marketing by word of mouth. So we're seeing that these products are being televised. Obviously, a lot more webinars that are going on now. You can obviously, a lot more people are doing YouTube videos or social media, and obviously now we're looking at the different products, as well as we're doing product innovation. So flexible coverage options and additional benefits. And also on top of additional benefits, you're seeing a lot of these products with an expansion of covered conditions. So conditions that may not have been covered in the past are now being accepted. And obviously, we're seeing the escalating cost of medical treatments and services. So with the advancements in medical technology, leading to improved survival rates, which is a good thing. We're seeing that these new survival rates and people living longer with these advancements of technology, we're seeing that the cost of healthcare is rising. And again, I already talked about rising awareness with social media as well, word of mouth. And especially now, you're seeing that aging population. It's already hit on that. People are living longer. And as people live longer, they need more money or they need more security to live longer. Some of the other
Ryan,
things we're seeing. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I absolutely love that this comparison that you put to cross out with Medicare supplements, because we see a lot of agents at times that, let's say they're, we're not a fan of selling a Medicare Advantage plan, but they love Medicare supplement. There's still gaps in that as well. And it's extremely important to make sure that your client has one of these, especially, like I know all of these are important, but cancer, I think nowadays is it used to be back in the day, 1 out of 5 people will have cancer, and now is more closer to 4 out of 5. So even if you don't have someone in your family who had cancer, or a client that, oh, no one ever had cancer, that doesn't mean that someone might. And these plans are so affordable. It's so easy to add. I myself have sold it to a few people. I have myself the Aetna one because I think it's one of the best ones in the market. So I did really just wanted to highlight that for our folks to really go in, and if you already have your contract with Aetna MedSup, go to your HM portal and try to do a quote as well and see how wonderful this product is.
So thank you, Sophia. That's great. And I'm going to dive into some of that as well. And one of the key things we'll dive into a little bit later after we get through some of the products is even if you don't have the time to go to SFI's portal and log in and do a quote, we also have the Aetna Quotes on the Go app. So that's available on the Apple Store as well as Google. and it's called Aetna Quotes on the Go. And you just have to put in some basic information: zip code, male, female, date of birth, and that app replaces what we call a product availability chart. So you only be able to quote based off that basic information. So you will be able to go in and quote all of our products and bundle and see the get live pricing right then and there. Now it doesn't send that data back to the SSI portal, your agent portal. Right now it's just quotes on the go. But I mean, you can be in the grocery store, you can be at a CVS pharmacy, you can be at Costco, you can be anywhere. Kid's birthday party, and instead of having to log out the computer and log in, you can just open up the app. It takes literally 30 seconds. I mean, it's fantastic. And speaking of that, when I'm looking at this, we're talking about technology, and technology is making everyone's lives easier, except for the fact when it doesn't work, which we all know sometimes that's extremely frustrating. But we're seeing that technology even move forward with how this is helping cross-sell, because here at Aetna, we've added a lot of features into our Quote on the Go tool, and quote and enroll as well with our real-time decision making, where now there's no more nurses calling, trying to find your clients, find your applicants, and do those phone interviews. We're doing upwards of over 90% of all applications for some of our products are decided within 90 seconds. So it's fantastic. And again, why is this also blowing up? You've got telemedicine, you've got the wearable devices. I mean, think how many people nowadays wear Apple iWatches. I mean, I've got one on my wrist right now. And how many of us track our exercise or track our heart rate today, or we use one of these apps to get mindful bliss or calming situations? And it all leads to a healthier lifestyle, or at least it's supposed to. So now I'm going to dive into um, cross-selling. And it's really going to be focused on these products with MA. So, as we look at, MA plans, what are the facts that you can share with your clients when they're getting ready to look at, MAs, and why they may look to add some additional features? And again, MA has just skyrocketed with this since these $0 premium plans, and it's tough to sit down and sell a med sup to someone when they're perfectly healthy and finances might be on their mind. So if they're selling one of these selling one of these $0 premium plans, you've seen what's going on in the industry. You see that the big disruption that just happened this past year with a lot of carriers pulling out in certain areas. And you've also seen some of the reduction or benefits of some of these $0 premium plans. And some of those benefits that may have been in, that may have helped cover some of these expenses. Now you might need to look at some of these products that we offer here at Aetna. And I just want to give you a couple of stats, because I know Sophia touched on some stats, and I'll get into some more as we move through. But, when we look at the three main cost-based expenses when you look at MA plans, just right here on the screen: hospitalization, recuperation, and direct and indirect costs. So we're basically talking about hospital stays with copays, recuperation, what's it going to cost at skilled nursing facility or outpatient rehab. And then you look at like cancer costs, direct and indirect. If you're happy to be diagnosed with a disease, it can be more complicated and costly. Well, some of these plans will help pay, from just the diagnosis of cancer. And the average cost of a hospital in the United States uh, per day in 2021 was almost $3,000. And obviously that varies by state. If you look at California, it's almost $4,400, and if you look at Mississippi, it's basically about $1,500. Um, you know, when we look at the length of stay of hospitals, the an uninsured patient bill is actually going to be cheaper. And when I say that stat, people are staggered by the fact, well, how could an uninsured patient, um, hospital stay be cheaper? Well, Medicare patients typically stay in the hospital longer because they're going to get better treatment, one more test, and they know, when I say they know, the hospital or the providers know that the Medicare Advantage patients have, this maximum out of pockets, and which can obviously be reached pretty easily in a given year if something serious does happen. But again, when they run your insurance and they know you've got a Medicare Advantage, you know, you got insurance, you're more likely going to get a longer hospital stay, receive more resources, more diagnostic tests, surgeries, therapeutics. And then when you get out, that's where another issue is going to happen. Even though skilled nursing, you have outpatient rehab. And I already mentioned for the direct and indirect costs, travel is a huge forgotten expense. Hotels, gas, airlines, rental cars, eating out. There's just a lot of different expenses that your policyholders or your patient clients may not understand. And so when I dive into the hospital indemnity flex, like the name suggests, clients have the flexibility to choose between two hospital benefits: the hospital indemnity admission or the daily hospital indemnity. So we'll cover more into that in the next slide. But as we get into it, the plan also offers some optional riders as well. I'll get into those. They offer skilled nursing, doctor office visits, outpatient surgical, emergency room visits, and ambulance service, and costs associated with cancer diagnosis, as well as outpatient rehabilitation. And again, this is going to be kind of a high level overview of this product. So it's always best to go back out to aetnaseniorproducts.com and go to order supplies where you can actually pull up the brochure, the outline of coverage, all of that as well. And I can get into more of that as we move forward. That will just give you, the specific outline of coverage as well as any kind of variations that may be in that state, and just give you the complete details. So as I talk about the two different benefits or two different options, the hospital admission indemnity is option one. This benefit will pay a lump sum benefit if your client is confined to a hospital, including observation stays, which I like to always say, including observation stays. Benefit amounts are available in units of $200 and up to a $4,000 max. And again, this is a lump sum payable for each new period of care. And then we've got option two, which is the daily hospital indemnity plan that pays a daily amount for each day of hospital confinement. It also includes coverage for observation stays. And if that observation stay is less than 24 hours, the plan will pay 50% of the daily benefit amount. That's a very key point there. Benefits are available in units of $10 up to a maximum of $1,000 per day. And the available benefit periods are 3 to 10 days or 20 days with a lifetime maximum of 365. And the minimum daily amounts are dependent on the selected number of covered days. And just like option one, benefits are payable for each new period of care. As we move forward, let's talk about some of these optional benefits. So there are actually 6 different optional benefits and riders that can be added. I'm just going to go over these kind of briefly. The daily skilled nursing facility indemnity offers coverage for skilled care services that can only be provided in a nursing facility on a daily basis and ordered by a doctor. Admission to a nursing facility must immediately follow a hospital confinement, including observation days of at least 3 consecutive days, with a skilled care being received on a covered day. This benefit is available in units of $10 up to the daily maximum of $500. And clients have a choice of covered days 1 through 20, 21 through 100, or days 1 to 100. We also have a doctor's office visit indemnity rider in units of $10 up to a maximum of 100 per visit and up to 20 visits per calendar year. This type of rider usually helps cover those out-of-pocket copays for doctor visits often found in various Medicare Advantage plans. So if the MA plan is not going to cover some of these, you get 20 visits, up to 20 visits that will pay up to $100 for these doctor office visits. We also offer outpatient surgical procedure indemnity rider. It pays for surgical procedures performed at outpatient surgical facilities for covered illnesses. This benefit is available in units $200 up to a maximum of $3,000 per surgical procedure, and it's only offered once per calendar year. And next we have a hospital ER visit or ambulance service benefits. And these services must be medically necessary and on an emergency basis. The benefit amount for this service is $600 per visit/service, 2 times per calendar year. We have the lump sum cancer Fixed indemnity benefits will pay a lump sum amount for the first occurrence of medically diagnosed cancer. Clients have the choice of $2,500, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000 benefits once per lifetime. This rider terminates when the policy terminates or the one-time cancer benefit is paid. And then we also have the outpatient rehabilitation benefit, which will pay for each day your client receives one of the following therapies: occupational, physical, or speech on an outpatient basis for treatment of a covered injury. And this benefit is available for 15 or 30 visits per calendar year at $250 benefit per visit. And when you actually go out to our Senior products, aetnacenterproducts.com, you can see here on the screen what I've done. As Sophia mentioned earlier, what are some of the risks? And I don't think this is a scare tactic. Some people might say that, so they have a scare tactic, but this is some staggering facts on what people may be facing in reality with cancer or stroke or at age ranges. People think that cancer only hits those that are 65 or older or 45 or older. But it's just not true. And our brochures do a really good job now of showing this. And one of the last bits with our hospital indemnity flex is we do have a guaranteed acceptance for this product. And what does that really mean? Well, our GA, guaranteed acceptance, is if they are applying for coverage anytime during the month in which they turn 64 and a half, and through the month in which they turn 68. So the application signature date is used to determine the qualification. So for example, if an applicant's 64th birthday is on January 1st, the applicant would be eligible for guaranteed acceptance beginning the month of June. That'd be 64 and a half. And it would go through the month of their 68th birthday. So again, if that 68th birthday is on January 1st, the applicant will be eligible for guaranteed acceptance if applying in January. So as it hits February, February after they turn 68, they will no longer have that GA statute. So as we move forward, what are some of these frequently asked questions? What is the period of care? Begins the first day of hospital confinement due to a covered injury or illness. Ends after discharge out of the hospital, skilled nursing facility, and does not require medical care for 60 continuous days. Is the policy guaranteed renewable? Yes. Are benefits paid directly to the policy? Yes, unless they are assigned to the healthcare provider. And do premiums increase because of age or health? No. I kind of mentioned this earlier, but underwriting. Underwriting is required for the hospital indemnity flex plans, again, unless they are in that GA portion, 64 and a half to 68. And a simplified yes or no question application and prescription drug check. And like I mentioned earlier, phone interviews are not required. Just make sure the applicant fully understands each part of the questions. If they are unsure how to answer any of those questions, or if you are unsure how to answer the questions, please contact our agent service team for underwriting guidance on how to answer those questions before you submit the application. I cannot stress enough, if you have questions on the application and how to answer a yes or no on one of these questions, please call agent services and they will give you the guidance. When you use our Aetna Quote and Enroll e-app to submit the electronic applications, again, the process is really simple. As I said before, we've improved our technology greatly over the past couple of years with our automated underwriting decision tools in our e-app. All applications submitted through our AQE will receive one of the following automated decisions. So within 2 minutes of submission, I think 90 seconds, you either get that approved, declined, or review. And when it gets that review, you may get 3 more questions that pop up. And when you get those 3 questions to pop up, how you answer those questions, it will then run it again, and you would typically get that approval or decline. Very, very few times is it going to get stuck in a underwriting review after that fact. So again, 90 seconds, you should have pretty much a yes or no on your applicant's approval. So that was the hospital flex. So now let's talk about cancer, heart attack, and stroke in America. And again, this is what we have in our brochure. So you can see some of these staggering stats. The real risk is anyone at any time can be diagnosed with cancer, heart attack, or stroke. Even those who lead a healthy lifestyle. We see all the time someone on the news running a marathon or something collapsed and died, or a prominent athlete with no family history. The illness, it doesn't discriminate. It will come after anybody at any time, and the possibilities are real. Not trying to scare anybody, but there is good news. I've kind of mentioned some of the good news already. That the survival rates have increased. Although these survival rates have increased, the treatment does come at a cost, and those costs are increasing as well. So some other little stats I had: the cost of cancer care in the United States has significantly increased over the past decade. So I'm looking at national cancer costs were $183 billion in 2015. Now they're projected to be over 245 billion by 2030. That's a 34% increase in cost. And I've already gone over some of the major factors why. Our population is aging, and we do have a population growth. So there's some good news and bad news, but it really leads to you need to make sure that your client's protected. So when we look at our cancer, heart attack, and stroke plus, the issue age are 18 to 89. Clients have the choice of benefit amounts between $5,000 up to $75,000 and $7,500. Sorry, in $5,000 increments. The benefits are paid upon diagnosis. There's a 30-day waiting period, which means eligibility for benefits begins 30 days after the coverage effective date. And they can use this money to help pay medical costs or any other expenses they wish. And again, people always ask, if when I'm diagnosed and I get this check, do I have to use it for X, Y, Z? They can use it for anything they wish. And here you'll see some various coverage options, individual and spouse, or domestic partner, individual and children, and family plans are available. The same lump sum benefit amount is paid for each covered person. Children 18 through 29 and divorced spouses, domestic partners can convert to an individual policy without underwriting or proof of insurability. So as we move forward, CHAS offers several flexible coverage options for clients. They could choose cancer plan or heart attack, stroke, or heart attack or stroke plan, or one of each different, one of each with different benefit amounts. Both plans offer the options of reoccurrence benefit as well. So with cancer insurance, if diagnosed with cancer or carcinoma in situ, also known as cancer stage 0, this policy will pay 100% of the selected benefit amount. Clients can use this money to help pay medical costs or any other expenses. And with heart attack or stroke insurance, if diagnosed with a heart attack or stroke, this policy pays 100% of the selected benefit amount and can be used, again, to pay anything that they want. Again, this is obviously just a brief description that you see on the screen. And again, I always want you to go back and look at the evidence coverage or auto coverage and look at some of these brochures on our website. Again, when we talk about the average cost of cancer in the United States, obviously it kind of depends on what type of cancer you have, but just some average stats here. The initial care average cost of cancer is around $42,000 per person. And you've got continuous care, you're looking at least $5,300 annually. End of life care seems to be the highest right now, average $105,000. Again, it's a significant variation by the type of cancer, but you're looking at estimates around $71,000 for prostate, up to $240,000 for the acute myeloid leukemia, which is AML. So there's just the stats are out there. And so if you need this information, we've got a lot of this listed in our website just to kind of walk through. And personal experiences, stories are always great to add inside when you're talking to your policyholder or your potential client, so that they have that peace of mind that you're trying to do the right thing for them. And again, we have the recurrence benefits with our cancer insurance and our heart attack and stroke. So you can see on the screen here, it's the same with cancer and heart attack or stroke. You know, if they have a recurrence less than 2 years, unfortunately, the plan doesn't pay anything. 2 years to 5 is 25%, 5 years to 7, it pays 50%, 7 years to 9, it's 75%, and 9 years or more, it'll pay again 100%. Now, I've been traveling a little bit here lately, so you have to forgive me that I don't have one of these for North Carolina. But when I was up in Philadelphia, I just pulled up one of the typical MA plans or one of the most popular MA plans for the area. You know, this is just what you see as standard summary benefits page. And I'm trying to see if it's on the screen or not. But you've got skilled nursing, you know, in network. So what I've done is that when I look at
Ryan,
the summer,
we have, I think, you have a reminder on the screen, and then it doesn't allow us to see the name of the plan.
oh, I don't know why that's on there. Oh, huh. See, I told you that I have do not disturb on my computer,
You
but
did.
somehow things still get through. Sorry, sir. So this was just an Aetna Medicare Advantage plan up in Philadelphia. I was just in Philadelphia and New York, so I was showing them. You know, you take your normal summer benefits page, and you can see on this, just for instance, on this Medicare Advantage plan, you know, there's $0 per day, 1 through 20 for skilled nursing. But after day 20, it's a $214 copay for days 21 through 100. And out of network, it's a $40 per stay. This plan also, if you need an ambulance, it's a $200 copay. Occupational therapy visit, you're looking at $35 copay for in-network, 40%, you know, copay for out-of-network. And, you know, if you were to add in the daily hospital individual flex, it helps with all these. So, just to kind of give you an idea of what I did for a 65-year-old male to get coverage, you know, to cover an ambulance and to cover $200 per day daily skilled nursing facility. So I did a quote for hospital admission indemnity, option A, $2,000 benefit, the ambulance and ER rider, which would be a $400 benefit, which will cover, you know, those copays for the ambulance rides, and then a daily skilled nursing facility, 21 days, 21 through 100, because again, days 1 through 20 were covered by the MA plan, for $220 benefit, which again will cover that copay. And then I did outpatient rehab for 15 days for $100 benefit per day. So as a 65-year-old male, um, when I did that quote, it came out to $138. So for $138 per month, they're covered for all of these benefits that are not being covered by the MA plan. And that's what you want. I mean, you're going to know when you sit down with your clients how hard of a sale it may be. Some people, I've sat down with some people and they've actually made me do an Excel file where I type out the expenses and what expenses they may incur and how this may benefit. But if you're sitting down with somebody on an MA plan and you want to talk about skilled nursing, you know, again, you can pop up the computer and do a quote, or you can pop on the quotes on the Go tool and do a quote from your phone and see for $138 a month, they'll cover for skilled nursing, ambulance, occupational therapy, all of these gaps that are in that MA plan. And that's really what you want to do is you want to look at the MA plan that they're on, again, if they're on an MA plan, and see what gaps they may have and explain to them if something happens, these may be the gaps. And this is how to protect against those gaps. And this is how that hospital indemnity flex fits into this plan. And that's really what I want to do. You know, when you look at the cross sell, you've got to figure out what they're currently on and where are those gaps, and what products do I have that I can offer to be able to give that to clients their peace of mind. And that's really where we are with these two products. Now, again, there's the other uh, value adds to being an Aetna member. Um, we've offered this now for I think a year now. But any Aetna member who have a Medicare supplement and/or an ancillary plans have access to a wide variety of discounts such as gym membership, weight loss programs, groceries, and more. So when they log into their member site, they can see this. Members can also save 20% on CVS products. So now members can go to the go get their discount coupon off their member portal, and they can go in store or they can shop online and get up to 20% off all, thousands of different products that are CVS branded. Again, if there's if you have any questions, please follow up with us to figure out how your current members can even find this. I know a lot of people that are using the MA, use Producer World. If you use Think Agent, I know this is new, but it's been there for quite some time. So if you are appointed with Aetna SSI, and have the ready to sell status, you will be able to see the Meds Hub as well as these complementary products. So you will be able to bundle and to show your clients what they can have and what their expected premiums are going to be. This is just a shot real quick of our AetnaSeniorProducts.com website. If you've ever logged in, this is the first page you see. So this is where your member can log in as well, you and the provider. And I mentioned it earlier, the Aetna quotes on the go. We've made leaps and bounds so much easier now for us to go out to the Aetna quote and enroll. And we're trying to get away from paper. We all know what can happen with paper applications. I highly stress no more paper, please. Please use Aetna Quotes on Go. It's very, very simple. You can log into the website and there's a sandbox tool. We can go in there and play around and do whatever you want. And it's not going to mess with the live portal or your book of business. It's basically just a play box. So you go in there, test out, run quotes, and just check out how the system works, what information you need, and also see what multiple signature options are available for your client. I mentioned earlier the Quotes on the Go tool. Again, it's a free mobile app right in the palm of your hands. This is what it looks like right here. You see the zip code, the state will make the phone, date of birth, it will pop in the age and the effective date of the plan, and you hit next. And you can see right here to the right, you can see where it has all the products that are available. So once you put in the zip code, it will pull up all the products available and you can start quoting right then and there. This next screen is really important. Again, I'm the regional sales manager, and you'll see here in a few minutes, our sales team only consists of 9 people. We are actively working with the Aetna MA broker managers, and that's actually why in New York and Philadelphia, I was actually training a lot of the Aetna MA team so that they can help assist with these ancillary products because we know that there's a need, and we being the experts, the SI team being the experts, again, only being 9 of us, it's kind of hard to get to do a lot of in-person trainings, things of that nature. So agent services is the number one place to go. You can see on the screen here, they're fantastic, 866-272-6630. You can also email them, and there actually is also a live chat option as well. Next, on this screen, you can see on the right side, you can see the portfolio series products we offer. And then on the left side, we actually have quick little 5-minute videos. Again, you can see those on the SSI portal as well under training and resources. Now, very important page because this is obviously what you can have as a cheat sheet. And if you actually go into, sit down at someone's house and sit down at the kitchen table, you actually just pop up on your phone to open up the camera and click on the QR code and watch and I say quick, these videos are less than 5 minutes. It gives a real high level of how to use the products and what the benefits are for these products. And as I mentioned earlier, who we are. Aetna Single Supplemental Insurance, you can see here, I'm at the bottom right with Colleen. She is our regional sales specialist. And then Jeff Nasser is our regional vice president with the East team. You got Kevin Moore in the South with Justine and Suzanne. And in the West, you got Tony, Dan, and Tanya. And again, on the screen, you can see there, you've got our contact information, our emails, and our phone numbers, as well as the agent services team. So I know I say there's only 9 of us, and I will say on our website, going to use agent services is the number one way to go. We are staffed with a team up in Nashville, actually it's Franklin, so a suburb of Nashville, to answer all of your questions. And if you don't seem to get the answers that you need in a timely manner, or because it's an escalation, you are always more than welcome to reach out to myself or to Colleen to get assistance. But I mean, our agent services team is absolutely fantastic, and I'm in constant contact with them. Also, again, talk about technology. We use Teams, so the I can see what's going on with the agent services team and their chats, and they can obviously reach out to me, ask questions, or ping or quickly hop on a call. But we're always here to help with anything and everything, as we said in the past. But I do stress agent services team is the number one place to go. But do not feel like you cannot give me a call or shoot me an email for additional support. And with that said, that is my presentation.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ryan. I know that you we're almost done with the webinar at 11. We had a couple questions that we can cover. I did wanted to ask one thing, that if you are, obviously most of the agents that join us this morning sell Medicare and maybe also ACA. So, we covered so much that it could be a supplement to the Medicare, but and I love that you also showed that if you are selling under 65, you could also use these products. So I know some of the agents are going to ask if they want to go ahead and let's say they actually are covering mostly ACA, let's say, right? And they don't really have AHIP, right? They don't sell Medicare, they just sell under 65, and they wanted to contract with Aetna Senior Supplement. Is that possible?
That's a very good question. And yes, the simple answer is yes. And so real quick, I'll give a little bit of background. I've been in this industry for over 20 years, and I remember the day ACA started, which was
Hmm.
just fantastic for me because we got rid of a lot of these underwriting guidelines and whatnot. Yeah.
Hmm.
So as you can see on the screen now, you can see on the right side when you look at all products that are available, you see issue ages. For final snitch 45, for cancer 18, for home care 50. So yeah, you're going to be able to reach out to our website. So the answer is yes. Go to aetnaseniorproducts.com, and you want to just click on the register button. And so when you click
Hmm.
on the register button, it's going to ask you to put in some basic information, some basic demographics. And what that
Hmm.
basically is going to do is going to fill out a form for us, and it will get into our contracting department, and then we will follow up with you, whoever's filling that form out, to make sure we have the correct information and to give you an update on the status as well. But if you are ACA and you already selling ACA, what I would typically do is obviously ask Messer to go ahead into the agent management tool and fill out the information to get them appointed to sell our products.
Perfect. Yes, folks. So if you are not currently contracted with Aetna Medicare Supplement, so they can offer all of these products in our screen, please give us a call, or and you can speak with producer support. They can also assist you to send the request for the contract through your Sure LC profile. And if you're not sure, if you're new here and you haven't worked with Master before, just give us a call at 866-568-9649 and ask to speak with a marketer, and just let us know you watched this Aetna MedSup webinar and you want to get the contract, we'll help you do that as well. Um, since we're tight on time, we'll make sure to answer your questions. Afterwards, I'll share all of it with our marketing team and we'll reach out to you and answer your questions. And then also make sure we share the contact information of their broker's sales support so they can also assist you if you have any other needs. Brian, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And this was so informative. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Everyone, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Do you have any last words, Ryan?
No, thank you so much, Sophia. Thank you, everyone, for joining the call today. I hope you have a wonderful day. And again, if you have any questions or concerns or need our assistance, please feel free to reach out.